Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video here at tablemon. Thank you so much for tuning in. Pokemon 151 is now out in Pokemon TCG Live. You can finally play with the cards. They are going to be in stores tomorrow, I believe, which is pretty cool. And then they'll be legal for the first time in tournaments on October 6th. And so I wanted to play with one of the most interesting cards from the set, which is Blastoise EX. This new card has a pretty cool ability, reducing 30 damage for any damage it does take. It's not going to save it from getting 1-KO'd by Chien-Pao EX or any of the lightning type attackers in Miraidon. However, it will potentially reduce the damage even further. Like if something is attacking you for 180 minus 30, that's 150, and then the next turn they do it again, 180 minus 30, that's 150 again, and therefore you've technically reduced 60 damage, so it's almost like you have 390 damage. So the more time it takes for your opponent to take you down, the more valuable that ability is. But the main thing is the attack, doing 140 damage, and then you may discard up to 2 water energies from your hand and doing 140 damage for each energy you choose to discard in this way. So all the way up to 280, which coincidentally is how you can 1-hit KO any VSTAR Pokemon that is currently legal at the moment. Yeah, VSTAR Pokemon are dominating the metagame in some way and are very common. You can also 1-KO Pidgeot EX, which is also very impactful, and anything below that, right? Things like Mew VMAX, things like Charizard EX are a little bit out of reach. However, Charizard EX doesn't ever threaten a 1-KO against you unless they play down a path to a peak. So trading 2-hit KOs versus 2-hit KOs is completely fine. And then of course, being water type, you have Radiant Greninja support, you have Palkia VSTAR support, and you also have Bibarel, Lumineon, and I even managed to squeeze in a 1-1 Pidgeot here for good measure. Yeah. Energy recovery, energy search as well with a letter of encouragement. It only works if one of your Pokemon was taken down during your opponent's previous turn. However, you do get those 3 extra energies out of your deck to power up for the turn and also do your maximum damage. So pretty cool deck. Not sure how it's going to work out. Let's see and jump into some games, see how it flows. For the channel, you can use code tablemon to get 5% off at Potent Store for your online codes, 10% off for your sealed product at Flipside Gaming, and 10% off on your aluminum accessories at TC Evolutions. Or if you're looking to buy singles or sleeves, you can fill up your cart and close the tab, then click on the affiliate link in the description and check out. That way you can support the channel over at TCG Player, Card Market, and Dragon Shield. ¿Eres de México y necesitas cartas de Pokémon? Busca Hyperbeam Cards en Facebook e Instagram. Y si estás en Tijuana, búscalos en el local C27 en el Centro Comercial Otay. Alright, let's see how far Blastoise EX can get us in today's games. Yeah, 151 is finally out. I am traveling to Brazil today, so I'm not sure how much content I'll be able to make soon, but we'll see. Yeah, pretty decent hand. Oh, we're up against Giratina with Avery and Cross Switcher. That is very peculiar. So that immediately puts my Squirtle at risk of getting Cramorant-ted. So we'll see how that ends up working out. All right, solid card in Iono, and we see the Comfey start. So my Squirtle definitely in a little bit of trouble here. All right, so I'm torn between getting a Greninja or establishing another Squirtle or getting a Palkia down. Kind of like the Palkia. That sort of compensates for the fact that I could end up losing my Squirtle on turn 1, and since I'm like I have the Bibarel and I have the Iono, right, for next turn, and I'll look at these beautiful energies. And this is PTG Live, so they probably look way better in real life, in fact. So, so yeah. We'll see. Extra Nest Balls for my opponent, thinning. There's the Cram. And there's a Colress, so my opponent chose 2 flower selecting before the double Nest Ball and before the Colress. So weird choice. What is this card? Oh, okay, there you go. I was like, my opponent's playing a mystery card right here. All right, so that's 4 in the lost zone. Solid start for my opponent. Never a bad thing to start off so strongly. Probably gonna see the escape rope. I mean the switch card right here. Or even a jet energy. No, it's gonna be the escape rope. Interesting. Okay. So I want to promote the Palkia. Meaning my Squirtle doesn't go down, but I also attacking with Blastoise EX is not gonna be super easy next turn, but attacking with Palkia is just as good, honestly. Especially with no Giratina down. Attacking with Palkia is just as good. Alright. I get another Palkia. That one I don't think I'm benching though. And then I think attaching makes sense. And then we're gonna go ahead and Iono. See what we get. Attack our opponent's hand a little bit. Wow. Okay. So, all right. I actually have a lot of what I could possibly want right here, honestly. I do have my Ultra Ball for the Palkia. I did price my Pidgey. I am playing that 1/1 Pidgey line. So, do I just Ultra Ball first? I think so, right? Well, what if I don't get another water? I mean, I don't have to use Greninja's ability. And this definitely helps me use Greninja's ability anyways. And you know what? If I retreat and then get a water, if I retreat first and then get a water, I could actually use Radiant Greninja, but do I need to? And what if I whiff the water? I'm gonna look like a fool. Yeah, I'm just gonna evolve. Well, you know what? I'm gonna use Bibarel without evolving. All right, I did get the water. Fantastic. So we're gonna go ahead and retreat. I mean, I am going to conceal cards away the energy, of course. Another water, which makes it even better. And there's our 3 beautiful water energies to be able to take a KO on those 2 Comfeys on turn 1. So this is, I would say, the cool part about this deck. You have the, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and establish the Blastoise already. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't do that, because I could get attacked. These decks do play Iono, and we saw Avery and Cross Switchers, so expect the unexpected, I guess. But this is a fairly solid start. Yeah, Dream setup on turn 2, which is not very common for a lot of these decks. And now we have this 330 HP friend, who will hopefully take down a lot of Pokemon. And then we can Irida for the War Turtle and perhaps an Energy Retrieval if we need to. Doing some base damage would be nice with the Blastoise so that you don't always have to discard energies. I definitely don't have like a great follow-up to what I currently have in play, so we'll see. But if my opponent just doesn't get more cards in the lost zone, then we're not going to be afraid of the Star Requiem VSTAR attack, which is the one big thing that is potentially a problem. So there's a 110. We still have that for retreat, which is nice. There's an energy, fantastic. So definitely gonna attach here. And so Irida plus Energy Retrieval seems like a fairly decent play. I don't see why not. I'm gonna Industrious Incisors first. All right. Then Blastoise it is. Not even gonna bother. Oh, I'm not even playing War Turtle. What am I thinking? For some reason, I thought I was playing War Turtle. I mean, it's brand new deck. Obviously played 0 games with it beforehand, so here we are. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and retreat, promote you, Rare Candy into you. And then, do I want to give my opponent free search and free retreats? I don't think so. Do we want extra cards? I think we do. Just because, like, if we can preemptively bosses orders and attack that friend, that would be really nice. And we're just gonna twin cannons, discard 1 water, 140 damage, pretty chill, no rush. No rush. All right, there's the boss's orders. So now what we need is the superior energy retrieval, which we can potentially guarantee, quotation marks, guarantee with the Irida. However, if we play Irida, of course, we cannot boss's orders, but that's okay. You know, superior energy retrieval would be fantastic here, because then that lets me KO the Cramorant and attach energy to the Blastoise EX. And yeah, that prior damage is like, sure, you might KO my friend, but that's okay. All right, so I want to do this, and I'm just going to grab the Rare Candy and I guess the Squirtle. And then we're going to go ahead and Ultra Ball away these two for the Pidgeot. So even more power to us. And there's the Rare Candy into the Pidgeot. 3 stage 2s in play. That is generally unheard of at this point. If I had an escape rope, the game would essentially be over. We're gonna go quick search. I'm not playing down the stadium because my opponent could be playing Path to a Peak. And then I'm just gonna grab another Irida. And I have the energy to take a KO. And we are pretty good. Then we just do 280 to the Giratina VSTAR, and that's the game, right? Not much else. And we even have the Letter of Encouragement, so we don't even need Pidgeot or Bibarel or Irida or anything like that. Yeah? So my opponent will be able to take a price card, does decide to bench the Comfey. Do they even have energy to attack me with? The Comfey must have been the card they top decked, right? So maybe they can't even attack. So yeah, pretty dominating. Yeah, pretty dominating performance by Blastoise. All right, does pay the retreat, does decide to keep playing. These are the sort of things where you can tell someone is less experienced in that way, in the sense that, sure, the game's not over, right? And if you retreat and I attack the Comfey, yes, the game is still not over. And there's Thornton Comfey for Comfey. I reckon. Huh. I mean, Avery, Thornton, and Cross Switcher. Yeah, so my opponent's just playing a lot of not very good cards in the list. On to the next one. All right. So, decent-ish start. Issue being no energy. We're going to start with a Palkia, which has more HP. Yeah, and because we are going second, this also doesn't tell my opponent that I am a Blastoise EX deck, at least not yet. Raw Battle VIP Pass before the Mysterious Tale. That's the dream right there for Ralts and Greninja. So not a bad start by any means to my opponent. All right. Ultra Ball for Sashin. That one's interesting. So we're gonna aggressively get energy into play and thin. Could be that there's a Ralts priced. Since they whiffed the level ball, that was their discard for the Ultra Ball. So you're gonna assume that your opponent for some reason chose not to go for that extra Ralts and therefore, or is keeping the space for Manaphy. That's also potentially the reasoning. All right, so kind of leaning towards Iono here, mostly because there's all right, I priced my Pidgeot, so I'm not gonna bother with a Pidgey. Mostly because I think attaching an energy is very important. Oh wow, I priced Pidgeot and 3 energies. That is insane. That is actually insane. Well, at this rate, I am clearly not going to get any energies anytime soon. So I really need to Iono and look at more cards. Really need to get those energies going. Okay, so I generally think, I mean, seeing this energy, I'm probably going to have to use my VSTAR, and that's fine. No other energy for us. However, I do have Ultra Ball into Bibarel, which there is a universe where it can go down to a Rare Candy Gardevoir Cresselia. So I'm actually going to establish the second Bidoof right here. And pretty decent start. Sucks about the energy, but it is what it is. Not much I can do about that. All right. So Artazon for Crest, there you go. Good thing I protected myself with that Bibarel. Now, my priority here is 100% trying to pull off the Greninja. If I pull off the Greninja next turn, the game is 100% over, right? In order for me to pull that off, though, I need a Switch and 3 energies in the discard pile. If I pull that off, the game's basically over. If I don't, could get a little tricky. I guess I can pull off the Greninja, not like eventually. It's not the most urgent thing, but it is quite important. All right. Rare Candy Guardy. Oh, but the wrong Guardy. Or not the one you would want, right? In order to be offensive. And they did have the Rare Candy, so there are 4 energies. So if my opponent had gone for Gardevoir EX, they would have been able to take a knockout this turn. I don't know. A lot of questionable plays happening right here. Seeing that makes me question whether the Ralts are prized or my opponent just wants to be like hyper offensive. And then if they are going hyper offensive, then what? I don't know. Weird situation to be in for sure. All right. Sergeant powered up. Good. Okay. Sick Rare Candy top deck. So when we get the Bibarel. All right. The issue are and continue to be the energies. The fact that I priced 3 is a really, really big deal. There's another one. And okay, and I also got the Switch. So you know what? I'm gonna grab the Palkia and another Ultra Ball in order to definitely evolve here. And then I can Ultra Ball for the second Bibarel. And then I can conceal cards. No, I'll conceal cards now. It's fine. Just to get potentially better cards here to Ultra Ball away. Oh my gosh, okay. Well, that's not great. Okay. Should still be fine. Gonna Ultra Ball. Grab the Beep. Yeah. I don't want to give up on that second boss's orders. Okay, so now the issue is I only have 2 energies. I mean, I have to find an energy, right? No shot I don't find one energy. That basically wins me the game. Okay. Sure. That is one energy. That is actually more than one energy. Do I expect a retaliation KO? I do. And I might free up the bench space for the Pidgeot. All right, perfect. This is actually fantastic. I'm gonna get 2 prizes. And I get to attach for a turn onto the Blastoise EX. Looking great. And then I'll just demolish that poor Sashin that's about to come up and take a prize card. This is where we find out. Did my opponent prize 2 Ralts? Or did they choose to mess up their board so badly? That is a question right here. We're about to find out with the Artazon or with their sequencing. They're super odd, so that might be the indication that they did actually prize the Ralts. So they just VSTAR'd before Artazon. Please don't bench Ralts. Okay, Shiny Arcana before Artazon. VSTAR before Artazon. No Artazon usage. What is happening here? Okay. So, to gather our thoughts, all right. The games are not very representative of the deck's true strength, I would say. However, we've been setting up so well, right? I think that's the big thing, to the big takeaway from this. Seems like my opponent has now gone AFK or something. Oh, wait, my timer is the one that's going down. What is even happening? Am I going to lose this game? Look, my timer is the one that's going down. Oh, well, now it's my turn. I think my opponent must have rage quit or something. But I just keep top decking everything I need, which is pretty fantastic. So, I mean, clearly either they rage quit or something along those lines. The game's basically over, pretty much. Let's draw 1 card. I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. Yeah, the big thing here is this deck's flowing pretty well. Yeah, pretty well. Is Blastoise good enough? I mean, 1 KOing everything up to V-stars is really powerful, right? Having potentially 360 HP or more, right, is also really powerful. So, I don't know. Yeah, maybe there's merit to Blastoise EX. Not like it's not going to be the best deck in the format, but is it playable? Is there potential in it? I think there is. Yeah, there might be a little bit. I think one of the biggest things holding it back is certainly the lightning weakness. Agreed? Because Miraidon. I cannot get over the fact how cool these energies look. And they're only 40 credits, so they were very cheap to get. I think I'm just gonna use these energies for every deck now, moving forward. But anyways, Blastoise EX, good enough card? I think so. Yeah, does just enough damage to be powerful enough to justify setting up the stage 2. Easy to support with Bibarel, with Palkia, with Greninja. All right, and Palkia itself is a potentially good attacker. Maybe the Pidgeot is a little like too much. You can definitely take that out for extra consistency, extra draw power, extra whatever you want. All right, so I think there's merit to the deck. I do think there might be merit to the deck. Clearly my opponent's no longer here, so we're gonna finish the video here with obviously a win. I'm traveling to Brazil later today. That's why this is a little bit more rushed than our usual content. But thanks so much for support. The channel has been booming with support. I really appreciate it. And I hope there's a video I pre-recorded for Sunday. And then hopefully the next video after that will be my champion video from Curitiba, Brazil. We shall see. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.